Then the next day, I lost 900 again. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I think I'm just gonna quit at this point. It's been 1 full year of day trading. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you guys don't know me already, my name is Will. I am a part-time day trader trying to become a full-time. So this video is gonna be a little different from what I normally do. It's gonna be no charts, no screens, just me talking to the camera and just giving you my thoughts about what I learned from 1 year of trading. But first, I do want to give you guys a little backstory of how I started on my trading and just my journey in general. To begin with, I did started investing. I did start learning about finance during 2021, and I quickly learned about options. I quickly learned about more of the riskier side of trading or just in investing in general. And that's when I learned options. That was in 2022. So it was like less than 6 months when I decided to start doing options. But I knew day trading was on the riskier side, and I did lose money from AMC, if you guys remember that, and it was risky. So I did not want to play with day trading. I did not really know about day trading at all. I just knew that it was about penny stocks. That's all I knew about it. You make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money, and I was just on the riskier side. I didn't want to take that risk. I did not really know much about it at all. And then once I started learning about options, about selling put options, about selling call options, that's when I thought about making passive income. And I did that for maybe a year or two. And even then, I did riskier stuff and I did lose more money. It's because when you're selling options, you need a lot of capital upfront to leverage your money, but I did not really have that. And then once I finally got my money, I tried to do early expiration dates, and I did not really stick long enough for the bigger picture of just holding a stock, holding the options longer. I was playing more into leaps, just holding options for 1 year, but I did buy at all-time highs, and that's why I lost. I was trying to get in too early. It's probably because I was unknowledgeable about that type of stuff back then, so I just bought it at the high because I thought it can just keep going up and up, and that's where I did wrong there. Coming into 2024, probably 2023, I stumbled across this guy called Chris Zane, and he was talking about you can make $100 a day, and if you have a stop loss, then you can easily make money. And that's when I thought about day trading. I thought, oh, if I had a stop loss, I can actually do good. And for some reason, I never even thought about stop losses. But that's part of the main thing about day trading. You have to have proper risk. And once I started learning that, that really opened up my eyes. And I tried to write that down. I was saying I want to make $100 a day, but that's probably really stupid of me. I did after join his Discord community. It was about maybe $8 a month. And I was just thinking that I can just wake up 9:30 when the market opens and just like follow his instructions and then just do calls or do puts randomly and just long the market, short the market. And then I've realized I was losing a lot more than I should, and I didn't even play any stop loss. I did not even put any stop loss, and that's the stupid thing of me, because that's the main reason why I thought about doing it. It's because I have a stop loss and I can just lose very little. But I ended up holding my whole position and thinking that I can just go back, and then I just lost a lot of money off of that. I knew that I had to learn the chart. I knew that I had to put in the time on the chart analysis, but I didn't realize I had to put so much time. I thought I could just use the EMAs, the 50 EMAs, the 100 EMA, and thought I can just play off those levels, but it goes a lot more than that. You have to actually put in the work like crazy to just make $100 a day. And $100 a day is actually a lot. And I thought it was a simple thing that I can just easily just make passive income if I just do that. But I ended up losing a lot more than I wanted to. Since I started off with options, I was already familiar with options and I stuck to it. And I knew that for stocks, you need a lot of money to just buy 1 share, 2 shares. But thinking back now, it's like you don't really need to make a lot of money. You just had to be consistent. Then obviously you can scale up later. But I was just so familiar with options, and I don't regret doing options, but probably I have a better learning curve if I don't do options. And a lot of people say you shouldn't even trade options until you master stock trading. And that's the opposite of what I did. I probably could have decreased a lot of my losses if I just stuck with stocks or shares, but it is what it is. And I'm already comfortable of doing options, so that's why I stuck to options. So I started my day trading early January, and I traded for 2 weeks, and I realized I just lost so much money. And then that's when I decided to just paper trade for another 2 weeks again, or 3 weeks. And then I opened up an Interactive Brokers account just because the commissions were a lot cheaper. I used to use Questrade if you live in Canada, but the commissions are stupid crazy. They're about like $10 or about $25 per options, and it just doesn't make sense. I can't really buy and sell really quickly because all my money is just going to commissions, and you shouldn't even be using Questrade. And I think they're making it cheaper, but it's already too late. I'm already with Interactive Brokers. I'm already used to it, and I already like the platform. So after the first 2 weeks of January, when I started paper trading, I found another strategy, which was the break and retest strategy. I was finding the supply and demand, and then at this point I was learning a lot of the charts. I was doing decent on my paper trading account, and I probably should have stick to it a lot longer than I should have. I knew that journaling was a big thing. I knew that a lot of people were journaling. A lot of people say they always journal, so that's the one thing that I always stuck to. I always journal. I always try to review my trades every single day. I used to look at the markets all day, every day, but that was just draining. I knew that I needed to find a proper strategy. I knew I need to find a proper market time, and I was researching a lot, and that's when I knew that I should just not even trade afterwards because the market is so choppy. Early morning until probably 12, that's where all the market volatility is, and that's where the best options are. You could probably trade afterwards too, but you gotta really set a schedule first, and then once you get better at it, and then you can always expand later on. At first, I was only trading the SPY just because the YouTuber that I was following only trades the SPY, but afterwards, I started trading the big stocks, Nvidia, Apple, AMD, QQQ, things like that. The only reason why I did trade the big stocks as well is because the break and retest happens a lot more often on those stocks than it does on the QQQ and the SPY. And to be honest, the strategy I have right now is that I only trade the SPY and the QQQ. Back then, probably for the first 8 months of trading, I did not do that at all. I hardly ever took any SPY positions or QQQ positions, and I was only looking at the stocks. I was only looking at Nvidia, I was only looking at AMD. There was a lot of other stocks too, but I was playing the break and retest for those stocks, and the market was supposed to help my idea of doing that as well. But I had about like 8 stocks in my charts, and it was just a lot of noise, a lot of things in the way that I was looking at. In hindsight, I'm saying that now, but it is still a good strategy. I can still do it, but I'm just trying to reduce my noise. I'm trying to simplify my strategy, and that's why now I'm only looking at 4 charts instead of 8 charts or 6 charts. I actually had about 8 charts on my main screen and then 4 charts on the top. The 4 charts on the top was the Nasdaq, the SPY, the QQQ, and the ES, and the 6 charts on my main screen, or 8 charts. I had 8 charts at first in the beginning, then later I put it to 6. It was mainly just the SPY and the QQQ, and then the rest was just other stocks that I was looking for. If there was a proper trade, then I would have taken it. The first ever trade on the Interactive Brokers account was an amazing trade. It was on Meta, I believe. The thing is, Meta was going up like crazy. I think it was after earnings, and it was just going up like crazy. And all I did was long the market, and I just kept going in and out. But I just made about $500 that day, and my trade probably was about 20 trades that day, 30 trades. I'm not really quite sure, but it was an insane amount of trades. After that day, I felt like I was out of this world. I thought I couldn't accomplish anything, and if I just scale up my trading, I can just already be rich already and not even work at all. I found out later the next week I lost so much money. I can't even imagine losing that much money now, but I just lost so much money. Also in the next week, I was trading Nvidia and I did short it. I made about, I think, $400 on that one trade, and at this point my position size are probably 1,000, 2,000. I'm risking so much, way more than I should, but I never do that now. And I only made 10 or 20%, which that's crazy now because I never really do that anymore. My 2 to 1s are way higher. I didn't even have a risk to reward back then. But after that, I found another trade. I traded again. I got 300. Then I was up 700 that day. I felt like crazy. I just thought I can just keep trading. And then when I kept trading, I ended up losing over $1,000 that day. I was green and then I became red. That hurt me so bad. My mind was just really bad. I took so many trades that day. I just kept going in and out, and I didn't even know what I was doing. And then the next day, I lost 900 again. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I think I'm just gonna quit at this point. But funny enough, if you know any profitable trader, if you know any consistent trader, they have thought about quitting multiple times. They thought about quitting so many times that you can't even imagine. But for me, I probably only thought about quitting twice in my day trading career, which is only 1 year. This is because I started options in 2022 and I already did lose a good amount of money. Going into day trading, I knew it was gonna take time. I knew it is a skill. There's so many videos, there's so many podcasts where people say it take 2 years to be green, 3 years to be consistent, 5 years, 8 years. I also had money for my options already, so I knew that this will be my money. If I lose it, I can always just put it into my account. And I'm also working, so I can always just put money if I lose money. Also, when I kept losing, I came across Humble Trader. I already knew her from the past. She's a YouTuber. She's a consistent stock trader as well on YouTube. And one of her ideas of trading was that pretend your money is like market tuition. You're paying for education. You're paying to go to college, right? So this money that you're paying the markets, even though you're losing money, that's your tuition to become better, to have a consistent skill. Let's say you lost 20,000 in 2 years. That's almost like going to college for 2 years and you're paying 10,000 each year. That kind of shifted my mindset of thinking like, I know this is gonna take time. I know this will be a skill to learn and it'll be so valuable in the future, and that all this money I'm wasting, even though it sucks, even though I'm losing so much money, this is my tuition for the market. This is my tuition to become a skillful trader. Even though it's a lot of money, I know that I can gain 10 times the amount that I lost in the future and I just gotta keep doing it, and I just gotta keep staying consistent and disciplined on trading. And that's why I probably only thought about quitting once or twice, and I knew that I was risking so much, so I knew that I'm not even trying to learn, I'm not even putting in the work. Why am I gonna quit so early? I also started to develop a strong passion of trading. It's because I always loved investing in the first place. I knew that this can be a career that I can always go into. Before the day trading, I was learning to code. I was learning to be a self-taught web developer. At the same time, when I started trading, I was trying to code as well. I was trying to do both because this was obviously a side income. I thought I could just make $100 a day. This would be an easy thing to do. But I realized I was watching the markets way too much. I was so passionate. I was just putting so much energy into day trading. I was putting so much energy in the market that I just felt like I had to go all in. I knew that I had to lock in. I knew that I had to go all in if I want to be a day trader. I can't just half-ass it. I can't just put in 50% of my energy to it. I can't just code and then just day trade. I mean, you could, but I knew that this was gonna be a full-time thing. I knew that I have to really put my energy. I had to put my all in if I want to be successful in this day trading thing, because it is so hard to do. If it was that easy, then everybody will be profitable. But the statistics says 90% of traders fail. They fail to make money. They fail to be consistent because it's so damn hard. I'm on my journey as well. It's only been a year, but I'm still grinding. I'm still journaling every day. I'm still trading every day. And I know that eventually I can be consistent. I know that eventually I'll be profitable. I know that eventually all the hard work I'm putting in right now is going to make me a better trader in the future. Going back earlier, what I was saying was that I heard this YouTuber say it takes about 2 years for someone to break even. So the first 2 years, they're losing money. And on that second year, they're finally break even, and then they start to be consistent. Imagine starting off trading and you know that for 2 years, you're just going to lose money. And then after that, you can maybe make money or you can start breaking even. But 2 years is already a good amount of time. You can go to college for 4 years, you can go to university for 4 years, but that does not guarantee you a job. Get a job, you can try looking for a job, but it doesn't guarantee you a job. Even if you do find a job, it probably take you 3 years, probably take you 4 years to actually make back the money that you paid for tuition. And if things come up, it might take you even longer for you to get the money that you paid for at the first place. And even if you do get a job, it's an entry job. It doesn't mean that you're gonna get a high salary in the beginning. It could just mean that you're starting off. It still takes 1 or 2 years to gain experience, and then eventually you can get higher and higher, but it still takes a lot of time. But if you're telling me it takes 2 years to break even in day trading and you can eventually make so much more money, then that's way better, that's way faster than anything else. But that's just a base point. Who knows, it'll take 2 years. It can take a lot more years. Some people took 2 years, some people take 3 years. I know this person that took 5 years. I know this person that took 8 years. So it really depends on the person. I know a friend of mine who's already profitable in the first year, which is already crazy, but it really depends on the person. Now going into my performance of my first year of trading, I was definitely just all red. I probably only had 2 profitable months, but everything else was just red, and the reds were pretty big. And I heard someone say that you should try to be at least consistent 3 months in a row, and then you can scale up. After my first month of profitability, I tried to scale up and I lost more money, and then I went back to going to my same size, and it was just a back and forth thing. But the one thing I did good was that I stuck to my strategy and I never changed it, because I knew that a lot of people say people bounce around strategies and they take a lot of years to just get out of that race. But I knew that this is one thing that I knew make me profitable faster if I just stick to one strategy. And all I need is just time in the market. I need time to watch the markets, different market conditions, and then I can eventually get better over time. The problem what I had with my options was that I was trading way too much, and I was trading stocks like Meta, Apple, Nvidia that are so expensive. I shouldn't even trade that because the options are really complicated. I don't want to explain in this video, but it's not as simple as just buying it and selling it. It's because the prices are different, the options are different, the delta is different, and just everything can just affect your options and the value of your options. The volatility of a market will affect your options. Me buying such expensive options, which is affecting my strategy, just affecting my mind the whole time. And that's why I only started buying the SPY and the QQQ. I thought about futures probably multiple times. I never even did futures, but I just thought about it. But I know that I need more money to do it, so that's why I never even think about it. In my experience, probably the biggest lessons that I had to give to you, if you're a new trader or you're just starting out, or even if you're still on your journey, the first one being is that you should stick to small size or just paper trade until you become consistent. Because I always try to scale my options, I try to scale up my trade, and I always lost. Until you see consistency, until you become consistent, then you can scale it later. But I just thought I could make money so quickly, and that's why I just kept losing. The second one is stick to a strategy. Stick to a playbook that you're gonna keep following every single day, and don't change it. Find one that you like and that you can stick to until you become consistent, and then later on you can think about other strategies. But if you keep changing, you keep bouncing around, then you might take a lot longer than you want to. The third thing is market structure. I'm still trying to work on it. Market structure is king, and if we're in an uptrend, you should follow the uptrend. If we're in a downtrend, then you should follow the downtrend. You're gonna be more right than wrong if you follow the trend than go against it. Your strategy should follow market structure. You can play your strategy and the market structure together, and then you can always win. You can obviously play against market structure, and if your strategy is good with it, then it makes sense. It doesn't mean that you can't do opposite things of the market. My last piece of advice for 1 year of trading is probably to simplify your strategy. Just simplify what you're looking at. Don't look at 10 charts. Don't look at so many charts on your screen. Don't look at so many lines and EMAs and all this type of stuff. All that is just noise. What matters is your strategy. What matters is price action. To look at so many lines on my screen, and that kind of just had so much effect on me because I was thinking, oh, maybe this line can hold, maybe this line can hold, but it was just so much noise. Then eventually I just took off everything. I maybe use a VWAP sometimes, but even now I don't really look at it. I just play my key levels and the candles. That's all I look at, and then I trade. So that is 1 year of my trading, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like the video, then please like it, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. And what I like to say in every single one of my videos, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Let's keep staying disciplined, let's keep staying consistent, and let's just get 1% better every day. And I'll see you in the next one.